Hey everybody, it's Illy Trading. I know I'm not sure if you guys missed me, but I missed you guys. Last week was such a rough week for me. It was super busy, but we're back on the scheduled program. So I am here to do the weekly update or outlook for the futures. I will also be doing my Forex, and I'm also going to be adding in some stocks that I'm looking at for this upcoming week for some option plays or even some purchase of stocks. So anyway, let's get right to it because we got a lot to do. All right, so as we already know, we're going to start off with NASDAQ. NASDAQ is on the bullish side. We have done a nice little sell off here, all the trend line here, right? We have our downtrend line here, right? So we were selling off. This was all of July. We did a nice sell down all the way down to about this is 27 to 190. All right. So this is right in our little golden area of 60%. I'm sorry, the fib of point 0.6 and point 0.5 fib area zone right here. So this was a nice little area. If you were able to catch this run up, that's beautiful. Right in the perfect zone to do the buy up. So now that we're here, we're actually in a very bullish territory again. We have passed a major support line, which was here at 29 100. Also, we broke recently 30,090. So what I do expect us to do is continue on the bullish move for this week coming in. We might have some pullbacks and things like that, but I do think that we're going to be trying to reach our previous high of 31,128. Might be a little bit lower than that, but okay. Let's do 100. So, I do think that I do expect us to do a nice little pop up, pull back, pop up, and get back to our all-time high of 31 100. This should take us until the end of the summer, which then does bring us back to everybody's back from vacation. We are going to be start doing some major price action movement, and then I do have some price points that are pointed out from below, I'm sorry, above, that are potential interest for the ending of the rest of the year, basically. So I would not be surprised if we make it to 37,000 by the end of the year, beginning of next year. We are, I mean, if we're looking at it, we're still on the top. We didn't even pull back a whole lot, but we pulled back right into the zone of a buy zone. So I would not be surprised if we start trying to make it to the 40K on the NASDAQ, right? And I do think that because also if you look at SPY is like really pushing to like almost 8K. So, but we'll see that on the next chart. So again, here we go. We broke this support here. We have major support and resistance here. So this right here it was resistance, is now testing it to see if it is support. So now our next entry of interest, right? We do have some entries here that we could be looking at potential TPs of 30,580. We also have around 980, with also tapping that all-time recent high of the 31 100. So once we kind of hit this area zone and maybe break this resistance here, I do think we will be trying to reach a lot higher goals, right? So the future higher goals are going to be 33,750, 35,280, as well as 37,400. So those will be the roundabout times that we were looking at for the higher time frame for the future TPs. But for the next month or so, let's look at these range. I'm going to add these in now so that we can say like, oh, you did put them in. Excuse me. So I have the 30,610 that I see. I also see this, but we already kind of tapped that at 30,326. So I do think the next target honestly would be the 30,620, as well as possibly 30,930. I'll add that then too. So those will be within the next week, maybe possibly 2 weeks, of the goal of trying to break up the high to reach all-time highs and then go higher. Next one is going to be a SPY. As you can already see, we have broken the previous high of the 7,700. These trend lines are no longer valid. Well, they were valid in the way letting us know that it was a bullish move. So we are going up. That's all I can say. These are previous support lines that I've already had um for levels of interest. So I want to say 7,870 as well as this 8,270, or we can round up to 80. Now, problem is there's a huge gap here. So I'm not too sure. I feel like we need some more in between levels here. So I'm gonna throw in this 7,960, 8,030 or 40. 8150. What throw those ends? Because then it doesn't look like it's so big of a gap. Because that looked like a huge, like it was just gonna not make any pullbacks. So yeah, so I added that and I did that from this low to this recent high, to see where we are because we're past this right here. So even if we were gonna do it off of this, we can do it from here, still give us about the same measurements. This 820, 8,270, 80 is from here. Uh, it is, it must be from here. No, not sure where I got that one from, but I know it was there. Maybe that doesn't really make sense. I can always change it. Doesn't matter because it hasn't happened yet. So technically, we can add that here. So I can bring that down to here, and that would be a little bit more better. All right. So there we go. All right, so there we go. So we are still on a bearish run. I'm sorry, a bullish run. We're only done one, two taps on that trend line. We can even make this trend line here be a little bit steeper just to let us know that this is still an upward movement if you are a truly visual person. Obviously, visually, you can see that it is on a bull run, but sometimes you need extra confluences to make sure that you understand what's going on, right? So here we go. So the next targets for next week for SPY obviously would be the next one of 7,870, 7,960, and then I want to say like 8,000 even, but we can even do 800, 8,050. So I wouldn't be surprised if we make those in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And we can just see if we're right on target or not. This now new support that we have, this new support is 7,704. I wouldn't be surprised if we sold down to retest this area to then try to bounce back off, right? Because we broke our resistance at the all-time high of 7,070, 700. So we want to retest this area to see if it lies true. And then if it is true, then we're going to bounce off and go up. If it is not, if it's weak here, we're going to flush down and come back down to this area and float around. This right here is the money line. This is where money's sitting at this time frame. So wouldn't be too bad to if we're looking to shoot down, to pull back, to be looking in this area to grab more money to be able to go back up. And it would still be technically in support, market structure support, because if it does not take out this low, it would not be a change of character. It would just be coming down like a pullback and then going back up. Next one is going to be gold. Gold is bullish as well. We have it breaking this previous high over here of 4,460. We have a nice little pullback. We did do a little like not doing too much, right? We didn't pop up to 4,550. So it will be interesting to see how this week begins if we're going to be trying to tap this goal where this other support and resistance is, or if we're going to kind of like do more of a pullback down to come back down to the money line. Um, Gold, I mean, if it does pull back, then I would be more inclined that the indices are going to pull back too, as well to go get some more money to go back up. But if we're still on a bullish run, we can be looking at the area of 4,550. The next area of interest for TP would be 4,689 or 90, as well as 4,820. Those will give you a nice little couple TPs. And please believe I am still thinking of this area of interest. Do not think that I've ever thought forgotten about this area because I still, to my thesis, I still believe that this is a major area of major support area, major area of interest, and major area of money. But we are not there yet, so we have to play the market as to where it is deciding to go. Next one is going to be oil. Oil is, we already know that oil is very volatile just because of the geopolitical things that are going on in the world. So we are still in the area of bullish. We still haven't broken any major lows right now. We did not make out, we did not come down to this area, this gap here. We actually took out this gap here, so we can take that out. So all money's cleared from this gap. So it would be interesting to see us do like this right here still tells me that we're kind of bullish. I would not be surprised if we continue to bull up and fill this gap, right? And then revert back down to the money line and then also down to this gap here. We do still have a gap down here at the $60 range. But technically for all the gaps that were created, all gaps will be filled above this range once we kind of like, so my thesis is this week or 2 weeks coming in that we're going to aim to close this gap and then start pulling back and then to close this gap, and then they will make a decision on where they want to go, if they want to kind of just fuddle around and then finally close this gap, or if something else pops up and then creates a new gap that they need to fill. So that's just the thought process of oil. Oil is like something that, yes, market structure does tell you, but it does move on conflicts um, or news. So that's the story for that one. All right, guys. So that's my recap for the futures. Um, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, or how I see things, please leave a comment below. I am open to anything, and I talk to you guys later. Bye.